I couldn't play to the same capacity as a player would play. You know what I mean? I would IGL and I would be looking at what's going on. I wouldn't be dealing with my own kills. The way we would look, why I always looked at it was that I'm there to direct. I'm not there to shoot. So I'd spread my kit around amongst the guys. I'd have enough to be able to fight if we needed to fight, kind of thing. But at the same time, my job is to control them and push them in the direction. So to see a player like Dynamo who is IGLing and then also doing everything else in the background and still performing the way that he does, albeit with the assistance of players like Peath, like Ollie, Obi, Snow, it's really good to see. And you can see, last week watching the guys play together, the weekend, watching the guys play together, you can see that chemistry works. Yes, Dynamo had 30 something kills before the end of the first half, but the rest of the players didn't kind of back down and let them crack on. They were there to help and support as well. A lot of assists flying out everywhere, and yeah, it's definitely it's nice to see that from a player's perspective.
We do have all 10 players in the server.
Yeah, I was going to say, I just popped it, seen it.
So we're going to be starting with a knife round. Let's go and... Wait. Something's wrong. One of them's disconnected.
One of them has disconnected. Ollie's just dipped out. Oh, no, he's back.
No,
sorry, not Ollie.
One of
Ollie
the Sentic boys.
Yeah.
Well,
I saw Ollie on the bottom left-hand corner of my screen. We'll give it a second. We'll see what happens.
Might as well show off the new lovely intermission scene that we have, seeing as we're on an intermission. And you can see the game in the top left, so you can keep up with anything that is going on. You can also see your chat on screen now, hopefully, if it's going to work.
I hope that should do. Look at this.
I'll probably break it. There we go. Look at that's nice. Beautiful. Say hi to your parents, children. There we go. Sentic Esports has rejoined the server, so I'd imagine we're going to get a round reset, or they're just going to roll. I think they might be just rolling with it. He's disconnected again.
Yeah, I was going to say the difficulty from a caster's perspective, you're watching the game with ESEA, is unlike other platforms where you can see the in-game chat. You can't see it in this, so we have no idea what the players are saying to each other in the sense of do you want us to continue or do you want us to just give you the round? What do you want us to do, kind of thing. But I'm almost certain that the guys from Esports Wales had given an offer to what you want to do, how do you want to do this. But I think they're now just delaying the kill on Shams. Never mind. I spoke a little bit too soon. I was going to say they're delaying the kill onto Shams to maybe give the extra player a chance. But as he died, Sparks managed to get himself into game. And we have the first round. Esports Wales are going to take CT. Strengthy side of things really to start the game off with. But I have no idea what Sentic are going to do. I didn't watch the replay from their last game, but at the same time, anything could really happen right now, I suppose.
Yeah, and it's certainly going to be interesting to see how this goes for the Esports Wales team.
Looks as though they're going to do a 3-2 split, so two players heading themselves over towards A site. A site being the main focal point for the Sentic side as they push up all the way through second mid and they start getting themselves into position ready to push on to site. That flashbang will come out to cover the cross as they break themselves through up into A long, but Snow will take down Clickbait. The rest of the T players will push themselves through from that left-hand side, but the right-hand side is also close with two T players pushing themselves around. They need to clear that. They will clear in the end. In fact, Eggman and Sparks going off there and taking Snow and Obi down. I was going to say they need to clear Dosa as quick as possible. They take the site, and it's now a 3v3. And we can see that Dynamo is actually stacked up right now and cause a bit of distraction. Peath takes good use of that advantage and drops Eggman. He's low HP and so is Ollie. In fact, Dynamo will push on the site. He'll get dropped in the end. And Live Shams will actually pop off. In fact, taking Dynamo down with Sparks, helping him out in the background there as well. The first round heading to Sentic. But not a bad kind of start for Sentic, at least anyway. They managed to push on the site. They lost players early, but they made good use of the time they had. Esports Wales, I could see where the retake was coming in, but I think you agree with me, Jakey. There's a lot of lost HP there that was unnecessary. And that could have rolled a little bit differently had they had the health points to work with.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like Esports Wales now have adjusted and they're expecting a quick rush onto the B site. What are they doing? Are they stacked up over there?
They are stacked 4 pieces on B, and we have a lone Lone Ranger in the form of Snow just holding himself at A site, gripping on for dear life by the looks of things. He's going to try and get himself in a position where he can more or less hold A short. Ollie and Dynamo will make short work of Bobby.
And they pick up the second frag here. Heath manages to actually get Eggman. But as that happens, the other 3 players do manage to take A quite easily, taking down Snow. A bomb goes down, and it looks like Esports Wales might just try and now save these weapons. They might actually go for this. He's certainly in a position.
He's been aggressive with that UMP. He's got the health points to work against Clickbait as well, though. I mean, look at that, 52 HP for Clickbait, and he will make good advantage of it as well. In fact, there was a nice kill there from Peath. Clickbait not checking that corner, a little bit of a deadly mistake from his perspective. There's a smoke and a flashbang in play from Esports Wales. They potentially could retake, but I don't think they've got the time anymore now. Yeah,
no, it's going to be an easy round for Sentic. Once again, they do manage to keep that AK in their hands, though, so no lost money, really, for Sentic in that situation.
No, Sparks dropping himself down to 11 HP, but he does, in fact, secure the AK ready for the next round. And we're probably going to see much of the same in this round for Sentic. They're buying up a couple of AKs there as well on top. 2 UMPs, but a full stack of utility to use for them. More or less the same on Esports Wales there. 3 M4s, 2 UMPs. Not quite a full stack of utility, but enough to kind of spread it around to help delay pushes. Oh, we're back to a 3-2 split, Jakey.
Yeah, it seems like that's going to be the default coming up for Esports Wales, as Sentic do seem to be setting themselves up for a little bit of a beat push on the banana position. We see the Molotovs actually coming in from Peath, actually slowing down that push from Eggman and Bobby there. Peath's just peeking that corner. Oh no, where is he?
He's basically head peeking. Yeah. He's shoulder peeking every couple of seconds, see if he can spot a push mill player. That smoke grenade will come in handy. I think there was a jump, in fact, from Bobby as he came around the corner to Eggman, and Ollie would have obviously given the heads up to Peath. That flashbang will go out, and it will not catch Eggman out. He's able to get the first and the second, in fact, but he does take a fair bit of damage.
Dynamo's in this position, wow.
Guess what? Can he get the third? He gets the third. 3k there, nice from Dynamo. That nade was eaten by him, however, he did the damage necessary, and he's delayed enough to make sure that he can get an extra player around still. Obi's got battles of his own that quickly will take him down in the end, but the bomb is dropped on A site.
Yeah, Obi's played a nice distraction there to actually hold off that rotation that was coming in from the Sentic side, and that allows Snow to get that easy kill onto the bomb planter as he thinks this bomb site is clear. Now it's a nice, should be easy kill for Snow onto Clickbait on half HP, and that is the first round of this match going to Esports Wales.
A very nicely played round. Dynamo obviously doing the lion's share. Just basically that smoke grenade is perfect for them. That flashbang was really good. Eggman obviously had the advantage. He was able to get a few shots off and knock his first opponent out. And unfortunately, there wasn't enough of an aggressive push there to kind of clear that hole with him. But Dynamo using that smoke to a really good advantageous position. I get my words right around here, and making short work of everyone in that angle. But it looks like the T's are actually stacking up to take B. The bomb is already more or less on site there, by the looks of things. This eagle push is coming in thick and fast. And Sparks and Eggman will take Ollie down. Peath now left it. Oh, and spoke a little bit too soon. Peath was a little bit aggressive there. Did actually take Eggman down, but Sparks will finish him off. Not before clicking to get himself one as well.
Sadly there, wow. Yeah. Not like Dynamo to miss those shots. That was quite an easy. He had the pre-angle onto Sparks as he pushed the ruins position. It's a 3v1 now. Obi with an M4 and some utility. Nice, easy call to save there.
I was going to say, yeah, you can see from Obi's perspective, I want none of that. I'm getting out of here. I'd rather keep the M4 for the next round. Sentic played a perfect eco round there for me. They pushed on the site quick. They knew they needed to get there as quick as possible. They pushed those pistols forward and kept them backed up with AKs and the Gleel. And AK and Gleel doing the lion's share of the damage, the pistols there more or less to distract. And that's what you want to see from a side pushing on an eco round on the back of a loss after buying up quite big in the second round.
Yeah, we're actually seeing what seems to be a tactical timeout coming out for the Esports Wales team, I'd imagine. Losing 2 rounds and then, well, hoping to get a bit of a ball rolling with that win, but just to get reset once again. And I'd imagine now Dynamo's just on to the team. Just start of game nerves. We know what we can do, and we're going to go forward and keep doing it. So get back into it, boys. Because I'd imagine that's what he's saying. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, you also got the flip side of the economy situation, and I'm a big economy fan when it comes to CS. As you can probably imagine, I tend to talk quite a fair bit. But you know, as an IGL at this point, you want to be saying to your guys, right, buy down to 2,000. Don't go spending large this round. We've got one M4 to work with. Obi still got cash to spend in the next round. Let's kind of see what we can do with it. Clickbait's peeking that corner. Oh, Dynamo. Okay, so that worked out quite nicely for Dynamo. In fact, and he'll actually upgrade as well with a MP9 to work with. That bomb's pushing B though.
Pushing B hard, they're not slowing down.
Nope, they're definitely not. They're already out onto site more or less as well. They've cleared 1 onto 2. 2 is cleared as Ollie gets taken down, and Pete's got no chance basically. Sit back inside of construction and just pray for the best, really. Get backed up by Obi relatively quickly. He will actually drop down Bobby, in fact, there as well. He should be able to get himself an upgrade in a second if he can push on to that AK.
Barks is going to be watching it, though. He's not going to want to... Oh, he's... Manages to get some damage onto him.
He does, but...
Oh, lovely repeat coming out from Pete. And he manages to get a weapon. That's some good play coming out from Pete there.
Dynamo, and luckily they're not managing to connect anything onto Eggman.
Oh, very close in the smoke.
What are you doing? He just gave it like a little bit of like, well, screw you, I'm leaving, but I'm going to do it over it. I'm going to make sure you realise that I was there. Pete was here, basically, is what he said there with that last couple of eagle shots to do some damage through smoke.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit positive that Esports Wales are doing damage going into these rounds, and that's always a positive thing coming out. They're not taking these rounds sitting down, so to say. Because, again, the 3-2 split coming out again for Esports Wales, but this time geared towards the A bomb site as an early peek comes out on mid. Shams. Dynamo spots it out, doesn't manage to connect any shots as we see a nice little boost coming up on just above quad, is it called, I think?
Yes.
On Obi, sorry.
Yep. I mean, it's a nice boost, but at the same time, you've got to be very, very, very quick with your trigger finger. That smoke grenade will definitely help him if the push does come out, but at the same time, he's got to be careful on the right-hand side, and Snow is there actually to help him quite effectively. Obi's just not quick enough, unfortunately, against Shams, but Dynamo will get the return frag. And it will actually take us now with 4v3. That rotation already coming in to play, but it looks things heading towards that B site. Bomb is going to be pretty much pushing B. These guys pushing on to B are unbelievable.
Ollie gets a nice molly kill.
Yeah.
Can he get all three? He can.
Okay.
That is unreal.
Ollie basically sitting there going to Dynamo, anything you can, I can do just as good. Get that 3k in that round, I'll get a 3k and win this round. That was the sound.
Ollie gets the molly. Love it.
Ollie gets the molly indeed.
Absolutely love it. And that's a nice round coming out for Esports Wales. Let's hope that they can actually capitalise on it now and keep going with this momentum. They seem to have picked up a little bit here. And Sentic are doing actually quite well to actually keep the momentum of Esports Wales at bay.
The eco rounds with Sentic are quite special. And we can see, again, 1 AK ball, but the rest of the team have just picked up extra pistols. Deagles and CZ spread amongst them. That molly was very nice. It's so lucky as well. You have to admit that, in the sense that if you look at the Molotov, that smoke grenade covered pretty much all of it, bar from a slight corner, and he was able to get the end in, end in frag basically, the end in burn damage dealt. But the hold here from the side is quite nice, but A side is stacked pretty heavily with players. The T's do look like they're going to start bringing that bomb perhaps onto A site. They're going to be kind of second mid. Yeah, they are indeed. And this is a waiting game more or less now, really, to see when this push will go through. Apartments is pretty much covered though, so they got that going for them at least anyway. From CT apps and forward, Heath with
Without
Pete and Snow.
crossfire.
Yeah, that's perfectly played. Pete and Snow just going, okay, well, this and we'll just work amongst each other. They do lose one, unfortunately, but at the same time, that's definitely a good hold.
2 rounds on the bounce for Esports Wales. It's looking a little bit more positive than the slow start they had. It looks like they're gaining their momentum, and hopefully it's going to be a continuation for the rest of the game coming up for Esports Wales.
Exactly that. You want to see the bad rounds outweigh the good rounds. Sorry, the good rounds outweigh the bad rounds, even.
That's a lot of nade damage coming in for Esports Wales on the Sentic. Again, Ollie with the molly. Can he get a second in this game with the Molotov? No, he can't, but
no,
almost does. Ollie is just holding down this B site and taking no prisoners whatsoever. All of the nade damage, all through the smoke. Ollie, calm down, my boy.
So Ollie's been practicing really good. Ollie and Snow and OB, in fact, all picking up themselves a nice little piece there out of the pie. Peath 10 kills to 3. Okay, Peath is definitely been practicing, and
yeah,
for certain. I'm guessing Peath and Dynamo will be doing some one-on-one time and sharing the insight. But nice to see so far from Esports Wales, picking up 3 rounds in quick succession, back-to-back rounds. Yes, the recoil is in for Sentic, but at the same time, we saw how bad and deadly they can be on those easier rounds. They can really push a site when they want to. We're going to see more or less a full buy coming in from Sentic, and Pete there holding an angle on. Sorry, apologies. The shot that's going off on the E site kind of distracted me there for a second, but Pete's holding a good angle to try and help out with the push if it does come in. But the bottom's more or less spread back at T spawn right now. Towards T ramp, in fact, and ledge.
Going to be seeing this Sentic player in the form of Clickbait going to be trying to peek onto balcony here. He was thinking about it, decides to back off, knowing that there is most likely going to be an Esports Wales player in the hit position. Peath gets a nice AWP pick onto Sparks on the B bomb site, almost coming out of nowhere, that one. I don't know how that was given away, as Snow actually picks up a second on mid, leaving this a nice situation for Esports Wales, as a little bit of a confrontation does come on the A bomb site in the pit position from Clickbait and Obi in that position, as the bomb is now heading towards the B bomb site. And Ollie, is he going to be able to do any more of this lovely work we've seen of him so far? Molly coming out from Ollie, doing some damage onto Bobby. All of the rhymes coming out.
This push onto Beast, the Sentic side of the push side so weirdly, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in this round alone, we've seen them push both sides more or less simultaneously, but at the same time having the reserve players to be able to pull back, which is why we're in a position now where Clickbait is in the middle ground more or less at mid, going through Mexico, try and get to the other side, but a really weird kind of push from these guys. I don't really know what to make of it as of yet, if I'm honest. I mean, it worked in the first couple of rounds. It doesn't seem to be working at the moment, but I think that's just Esports Wales picking up kind of the intel from the game and trying to figure their way around it and navigate through this first half. But really nice stuff coming in from Esports Wales. Sentic hopefully will pick up the pace a little bit here. Now they are on an eco again. Their money rounds don't seem to be working out too well for them, and then when they're on the back foot with the economy, they can't really afford to sustain it. So we see now them basically buy down to 2,000, apart from Clickbait, who still has his money from the weapons and gear from the last round. They're going to be on loss bonus right now, which is 3,200 or 3,000. My mistake. Eggman will pick up Ollie though, and B site is completely overrun. Dynamo starting his movement to get to the rotation, manages to pick up Clickbait in the end. That AK will drop, and Dynamo will trade up. E-site is completely held right now, but we can see that we do have a player in the form of Pete. Unfortunately, not able to do much there, but he's caught out by 2 players in the form of Bobby. Sham's actually picking up one, but Bobby will drop Sparks. the retake's quite nice so far. Dynamo will drop, but Obi's there to get Bobby. You get Eggman as well, but he's not going to have enough time to defuse this bomb. He's going to try and get the kill, do some damage money-wise. And it'll get it in the end, so it'll be 5-5 as we head into round 11.
That was actually a 4K coming out from Obi there. I don't think that... I didn't pick up on that and just until the end. Obi actually had 4 kills going into that that 2v1 in the end there. No.
2v1, yeah. Oh, 1v1 for him and the other guy, but
Yes.
yeah, he basically 3v1 at one point. Nice play from Obi. It's just the timing isn't there for it. It's understandable from some perspective. They're expecting a push from 2 different weird angles on the B and A side. And this just shows from the split, like I was mentioning a few rounds ago, Sentic don't really have like when you see traditional teams play, when they push a site, they commit to a site. When they push a mid, they push mid constructively with each other and they flow with it together. Whereas the Sentic side are more or less splitting themselves between 2 different sites, leaving the bomb in the middle, and then kind of judging, based on how much time is left, whether or not they can rotate that bomb or not. And we can see it again now. Our over for Sentic Sparks, he's back on T ramp. Eggman will pick up Ollie though, again, just popping off and taking Eggman and Bobby down immediately. Back kills. Oak will get saved though, and then we'll bring it back. All the way back, in fact, towards CT tree. Boost will get used, so he has the cover man in the form of Ollie, who again, as we said, is popping off at the moment and getting quite a few kills. But if you look at the map right now, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. The split. We saw what 2 players, or 3 players, in fact. Sorry, if you consider Sparks as a player that was pushing B side, he was definitely nearby on banana at least. But we still have 2 players then pushing onto an A site, and that bomb is then rotated all the way back around to A, and it's more or less now towards A short. So A short, by Snow, and he'll get the first 2 big Sparks getting dropped. And he'll pop off a couple of deagle shots, but to no avail, unfortunately. They don't seem to connect. Shams is still, basically huddled down in the corner and managed to grab Obi. But he's going to fight a losing battle in a second because he's about to... And Dynamo will get the kill there.
Sorry, I just lost all audio for a second there. Don't know what just happened. Can you hear me? I cannot hear you. 1 second.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, okay, it's back. Sorry about that.
Fantastic. Sorry about that. So I don't know if you guys caught what I was saying, but essentially watching watching the way that the bomb is pushing round onto different angles, kind of a strange one to watch with these guys. Some of them are, the Sentic guys are basically just pushing 2 different sites at the same time when they're not on an eco, that is, and they've got equipment to work with. But not a bad push from Sentic, but at the same time they just fall so quickly. It almost seems like when they're on a push, more than one player gets dropped, that panic mode kicks in and they're unable to really contain the amount of aggression they have. But this push though, look at the stack of bodies that are going to be coming out that doorway. They will manage to get 1 through, but they'll get dropped. Eggman will get OB in the end, and Snow will clear up house on clickbait. Not before getting taken down by Bobby. Eggman actually picks up Dynamo in the end with a recovered M4, and it's now a 3v2. And this side push from Sentic is super aggressive, and it worked first time. 3v2, not a lot of health pool to work with for Sentic, but they do hold some pretty deadly angles there on A site, so they potentially could hold and take this. You just go 6-6. Those mollies are bang on, perfect, exactly where you want them to try and block those angles out.
One of them actually does pick up Bobby on the bomb site, but will Esports Wales have the time to defuse this bomb? Ollie fakes it out, right? Unlucky for Ollie there. The Sentic side played that amazingly, kept on peeking every so often to try and keep him off the bomb, and it worked. We go into round 13, 6-6. This match is so evenly balanced. It's unreal.
Yeah, definitely. It is just, that push from pistol round from Sentic, just being super aggressive, pushing all the way out onto site, getting themselves through CT apps, through close apps, and I mean, they're full pelt sprinting at this point, and you've got one man covering that position, the rest of the team are just kind of covering a lot of the rest of the positions. Realistically, you want that call going out early on saying, I'm being pushed, I need support, and then you break away one of your 3-man players on A site to come and help back you up. Like we see now with Snow coming onto A site to help out a little bit there with Obi holding inside of CT apps. Realistically, though, from Obi's perspective, you want to be backed out onto balcony if you can be. That deagle is good up close and personal, but nothing quite like catching someone out. And Clickbait, unfortunately, will take down Snow from that position. Dynamo is there to help Obi should he need it, and he does actually get one kill in the form of Life Shams getting dropped there. Shoulder peeking for Dynamo is on point right now as he's peeking himself out every so often, seeing if he can spot a player, slapping shots in their direction, and Clickbait was on the receiving end of one or two of those shots a few moments ago. Maybe push feels like it's going to be, and Obi will actually back himself up into Dosia, and we'll get a connected shot on Bobby, but very unlucky there. Very unlucky indeed, in fact. That bomb will go down an A site, and it's left to Ollie, Pete and Dynamo to try and make something work of this 13th round. Dynamo will actually drop out in the end. Didn't have a lot of health pool to work with, unfortunately, in that position, but it's not really a lot left for Ollie and Pete to do. Perhaps just to save, maybe, and keep these M4s as they go into round 14.
One thing I noticed in that round was that Eggman, he was doing an amazing job lurking over at Banana. Every so often, he was just throwing a bit of utility, making some noise, and just keeping Ollie and Pete from rotating away, even though the A players were calling a push coming from the Sentic players. They were like, Ollie and Pete were, no, we got to stay here, something's happening, so, you know, we need to stay just in case it is a fake. So Ollie and Pete made the right call, but in that situation, there's not much different you can do to try and take that round.
Definitely. I mean, I'd be happy right now. We're going into what final couple of rounds of the first half, 6-7. Those first couple of wins from Esports Wales were hard-fought wins. You know, they're dropping players left, right, and centre, which is nice to see, but they're not close to win by any stretch of the imagination.
Amazing early damage from Ollie there. Wow, through the smoke as well.
Early damage, more or less slow. Nearly enough laid that route. Sparks. Pete is now backing him up as well, and he's like, well, I want a piece of this as well, I can help it. That does betray a little bit, though, as far as Sentic are concerned. They must know now that A site is fully defensive. There's 2 players on it, the Obi Snow will drop early on. And again, we're left with Ollie, Pete, and Dynamo to make something of round 14. Pete whited out there inside the library, so he may not be able to push on to site as early as he'd probably like to clear up some bodies. But nonetheless, Dynamo is creeping himself up into apps. And he is going to bump into someone in a second there, at least anyway. Clickbait is nearby. Those footsteps got to be heard by Clickbait. But I don't know if he thinks it's going to be his own teammates. Oh, Dynamo will pick that up. Good player sense there coming in from Dynamo. You get the AWP. He now needs to be able to save the AWP. That's the biggest issue he's got right now. Very unlucky there. Ollie will pick up Eggman, who was the guy that was in front of Dynamo there. And unfortunately, that damage from Eggman is just a little bit too much. And Dynamo will succumb to the bomb blast. Nice pick from Dynamo, though, with the P250 trying to get that AWP out. You're in a bit of a bad position, though, Jake. You've got to admit that. If you've got that AWP in that position, you want to get out as quick as you can. But hearing all those footsteps around the island, you would have been in the same position as Dynamo and just tried to hunker down.
Yeah, there was not much he could do to get out of that situation that he was in. A rock stuck between a hard place, as they're saying, as goes, or something like that.
Yeah.
Not much he could do, and he did his best. He took down one of the Sentic players. And Snow, wow. Lovely pick onto Bobby, and actually gets the second in the form of Eggman. Live Shams actually manages to get the refrag onto him, but this is quite an advantage for Esports Wales, as Live Shams is taken down to a quarter of his HP, as they are all spread out across the map, and Esports Wales do have a quite strong hold on this round. Chams tries to peek into that corner only to get ruined by Peeth, and then Obi also picking up clickbait on the balcony position. All to do now for Sparks in the last round, so he has to go for it.
I'm on Dynamo. Okay. I had a bit of a panic moment then. Spraying that M4 a little bit too easily. He managed to get the connecting shots in the end, but that kind of fell apart there right at the end for Sentic. I mean, they had a full buy in the last round. They were able to push any site they wanted to, and Snow just tore them apart as they were coming around that corner. And you've got to imagine, as a player that's pushing that angle, as soon as Snow is dead, they're going to think immediately that that angle is completely clear and they're good to go. They will know that a player rotated into it, but at the same time, you don't immediately think that, at least anyway. You look at it from a perspective of Dynamo then, who's hunkered down and hidden essentially in patio, just chilling, waiting for the first person to come around that corner. Unfortunately, gets a little bit distracted by Obi, who jumps off the top of the roof, but at the same time, he's in the position ready to secure that last kill and get that round finished with completely. We aren't live right now, I assume, because these guys are all jumping around and shooting everything. So
no, we're not. It's half time, I think, technically.
Yeah, I think they're taking perhaps a slight break. Maybe the last game, of course, ESEA. I think ESEA team captains can choose to have a break in between the halves, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I think that is correct. So
yeah, so we should hopefully check back in with them in a couple of seconds, at least anyway, once they've had their figure out what the hell they're doing next. Good first half from both sides, really. I mean, there's a lot we could pick apart from the first half. Yeah, from both sides' perspective. That last round for Sentic is a little good for me, if I'm honest. But yeah, Esports Wales had a few shockers themselves anyway. Not really much to talk about in the shockers because we've all watched them. We've all seen how good or bad they went for each side. But nonetheless, I think looking forward into the second half, Esports Wales can pick up a lot of the good positive moments from the first half, bring them into the second half on the T side. We saw Sentic. I wonder what we're going to see from Esports Wales quite aggressive on the B side, because Sentic loved B side. You have to admit that, Jakey, in the last half.
Yeah,
B side was a perfect push for them.
Almost every round they were going there, but in the end, Ollie actually was managing to almost deal with the issue entirely himself, and that was in the end the downfall to those B pushes. And in the end, I think it gave Esports Wales a lot more rounds because Sentic almost tried forcing the issue, and it seems as though we're back live. The teams have switched side. Esports Wales now on their T side and Sentic on the CT. Let's see if we can see some more of the same nail-biting, close-fought action that we have seen so far.
Indeed. Match is live, as you can see on screen right now. Love ESEA messages. Thank you for telling us the obvious. We really appreciate it. Could be worse. I mean, face it, doing something completely different. Well, less said about that, the better, if I'm honest. But yeah, into the second half now. Esports Wales looking to push themselves up second mid, but Eggman and Sparks will make absolute short work of that entire scenario. And Ollie's left last man standing again. It's what, 3 now? Sorry, I was about to say 4, but he's managed to drop 1. That PT250 working quite nicely for him over distance.
Yeah,
that is a short push on second mid. That's a quick round.
Very, very quick. I don't think they were expecting as much presence over towards this A bomb site as they actually ran into the Esports Wales side, and Sentic actually using those USPs to actually do the massive head damage distance that they're known for in this game. They're a scary weapon, very scary weapon. I hate going up against them, and I hate using them personally.
I personally, if I'm a T side player and I drop someone who's got a USP, I pick that up immediately, and I love the USP. That long distance headshot damage you can potentially do, the amount of control you can have with it is far superior than the Glock. And I think, very unlucky there from Ollie. Does get picked up by Sparks in the end. I think as a player, my own sort of personal background with it, at least anyway. I've always felt that the Glock needs to be improved in some way, or there needs to be an alternative for the T side to kind of compete, with that early round potential from the USP. But it is what it is. Valve won't update it. CSGO devs won't update it. So it is what it is. Oh, that nade damage. Ollie will get dropped immediately. Bobby do a lot of damage themselves. And Leishuneg basically going ham on this eco push, putting the death to that eco push immediately from up onto Banana. Those opening frag grenades just tore apart that Esports Wales side, unfortunately.
22 seconds. That's how long it took Sentic to actually eliminate the T side of Esports Wales there, and quite easily seen why that happened. A lot of nades, a lot of anti-eco, and not much Esports Wales could do to actually stop that from happening, sadly.
No, you can't compete against the opening frag grenades of Banana. I mean, they're going to happen. Your best bet as a player is to sit back, let the grenades roll through, and then push through afterwards. But we have to compete where there's players that like to hold their Molotovs until really late. Snow will actually pick up Bobby after Dynamo gets dropped by Bobby. And it's now a 4v2. Sorry, yeah, now it's 4v2 at least anyway. I spoke a little bit too soon, but Ollie helped me out massively for that, Ollie. And it's now going to be a rotation from the CT side onto A side. The bomb is actually still back at T side, so potential could be to change up and go B, perhaps.
Certainly will be now if they manage to die in this situation, but no,
never mind.
Finishing off the last player of Eggman. And Esports Wales managed to pick up their first round of their T half, hopefully being able to use that momentum to continue forward and pick up some more rounds and close the 2-round advantage that Sentic have over them currently. And the AWP is actually coming out in the form of Sparks. Let's see whether he can do anything with it on the Banana position now. He's going to have 3 Ts facing him. The early Molotovs and nades doing a lot of damage onto him, already down to 13 HP, and that AWP is a one-shot kill weapon, and he's only got 1 shot to take before he manages to be taken down for the Esports Wales, by the Esports Wales side, should I say.
Bit of a shout out in chat for you for Corey Bevan. Ask me. But, Dynamo cleared up Eggman early on. The push is in now, and B side wants to be the angle they go for. Shams will actually drop down Dynamo, but Snow is there to retort and get the refrag. Obi actually picking up clickbait there from mid as well. I'm hoping now that they're going to push on this B site. I mean, they've made all the clear players out ready for the push. The flashbangs are going in. The smoke grenades there to cover the Yang barbecue. Well, sorry, coffins. This is now called. It used to be called barbecue. Is there ready to receive the bomb? It will actually get planted down, and this B site is completely taken. Bobby is still hiding in the corner though, so I mean he could still pop out at any time and do a little bit of his own damage.
I don't think Esports Wales are going to be expecting him here. They're all watching. Oh, now they are.
Now they are, definitely. Yeah. A little bit.
Prove me wrong, Bobby.
There for Bobby.
Yeah, prove me wrong. Why don't you? It's okay. No worries.
Curse the commentator there.
Exactly.
It is, ladies and gentlemen. Bobby being a little bit too aggressive, maybe with his trigger finger there, shot a little bit too early. I mean, a player from our standpoint and from anyone else's standpoint, you look at it and you go, okay, I'm going to hold off. I'm not going to click just yet. I'll wait and I'll see if I can spot a few more out. But he's got no choice now. He needs to back himself off. He wants to keep that M4. And Esports Wales take another.
Yeah, sadly, I think Dynamo goes down to the bomb there. He was on very low HP, either Dynamo or Snow. I'm not sure which one. One of them went down to the bomb, and sadly, they were on very low HP, and they were just trying to run away and losing their life in the end of at the end of the round.
You want a cover man just in case. Obviously, Bobby was hidden away. Yeah. You have no idea if there's going to be another dude there that's waiting, standing by to get themselves a nice little ninja. So I can understand from that perspective, but at the same time, you pull back when you're that late into it. No one's going to get a ninja defuse that late into it.
Almost full eco coming out for the Sentic side here, just with the 2 weapons saved on the last round, as Dynamo gets a nice pick on Eggman, who is boosted above the half wall there on Banana, and he's going to be playing for some more info, but the CT is completely backed off in this situation, not willing to give any more lives to the force that is Dynamo. And talking of Dynamo, he's actually not performing as well as he did in the last match. It's actually an all-round team effort coming out from Esports Wales, and that's what we like to see, because this is actually working out pretty well for them. They're taking rounds. Sentic player clickbait up on the boost goes unnoticed by the Esports Wales, mainly due to the smoke. And Shams is already in a nice position behind that smoke. He's going to push through it. Goes unnoticed by the Esports Wales team, but Ollie just
Pete.
manages to turn around. Oh, it was Pete who got that kill. My bad.
Yeah, that was a very nice kill there from Pete, in fact. And Ollie's going to hold himself at second, and we're going to see Obi, sorry, in fact. Oh, Ollie's at second. Obi's holding himself to construction. So they got a nice crossfire on each other's angles, and Ollie's popping a couple of shots off towards CT in the hopes of maybe connecting with Bobby, who's quite low HP, in fact, 22 left. Sparks a little bit out of position there, waiting for exiting players from the site. Ollie will spray some shots, but Sparks has completely dodged these guys and just got the hell out of dodge if he can.
Yeah, that's the second round in a row that Sparks has been on low HP and actually survived the round, so very lucky on his part there. But
Definitely.
Esports Wales take another round to even up the score once again, and this game is so closely fought, you have no idea who's going to win, and oh, it's gonna be such a nail biter if this goes to overtime once again for Esports Wales.
Think of this, think of it like this, okay? So Sunday night we casted. Oh, Ollie just punishes clickbait for trying to use that smoke peak. Dynamo then picks up Sparks as well. When we cast this Sunday night, okay, we sat down together. We looked at everything, and by this point, we were going. It's all Esports Wales. Do you know what I mean? Like we were just round, and then all of a sudden there was a flip, and you saw them losing rounds left, right, and centre. More or less seeing this for Sentic right now. I mean, you know, they're losing rounds they're losing easy rounds they potentially could take, and they're not committing to defenses they probably could do. Eggman and Live Shams now, I completely understand what they're doing. They're going to hold their B site. They're not going to move from B site purely because they've got two M4s. They've both got full head arm. They've both got full Kevlar. There's no need for them to lose any of that. Plus, they also get the loss bonus from this round anyway. But you know, we had the flip side on Sunday of what we're seeing now, and it's nice to see Esports Wales kind of bring that momentum back into it, you know, little by little as we go round after round. And this will be what now, 4 rounds on the bounce? 5
They
rounds on the
were.
bounce?
It went into the second half 8-7, so 3 rounds on the run, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 actually. Can't remember.
4 now, yeah. Very nice to see from these guys.
Yeah, it looks as though, well, I just did get a bit of information from Welsh Boo and the CSGO game manager for Esports Wales. That last match for Sentic did also go to overtime, so both these teams could end up going to overtime 2 matches in a row, and that must be hard to take, having to play such long games.
I don't think I could take it, I'm not gonna lie.
No, it's just too stressful.
My old body and frame is just not where it used to be. Ollie again, just making sure clickbait.
I'm sad that I missed that.
He's just making short work of clickbait. That app's hold for clickbait is just not working, unfortunately, and he needs to figure out what he's going to do into the next round. I mean, it's just not happening for him at the moment. And there's only so much punishment you can really take from Ollie, in all fairness, in that position. The B push is there, though. Snow will take down Bobby. Live Shams will actually retort and get himself the kill, in fact, on OB. B push is still there, and the bomb is making its way up the banana, at least anyway. Oh, that grenade did a hell of a lot of damage there to Snow. He's going to have to be very careful while clearing first and second. And it looks as though we have seen a player inside dark in the form of Eggman, and will drop Dynamo. Oh, not before getting slapped around by Ollie, in fact, there, but Sparks is there to take Ollie down, and Sentic win the round.
I was about to say that is looking very dicey for Esports Wales. Eggman in the back of the site just doing work with the Desert Eagle, the Molotov coming in to cut off the push of Esports Wales. They wanted to push straight away, but that Molotov split the team in 2. There was 2 in front of the Molotov and 2 behind, so they couldn't push onto the site with just 2 players. They had too many angles that they needed to cover, and essentially that's what killed the round for Esports Wales, and that was some great play from Eggman in the back of the B-bomb site.
Snow just eats 2 frag grenades back to back there, and he will get dropped out. A very good hold by Sentic on B site there. Those came in perfectly. They cut off players. They ensured that they could secure 2 kills on those 2 players that were completely cut off. And by the time the rest of Esports Wales were able to kind of reshuffle and get themselves into position, it was already too late. 11-11 now into round 8 of the second half. That smoke grenade will betray a position coming out from Apps, but it's actually a dummy, and we can see both the Esports Wales players rotating themselves as quick as they can through second, mid, and also through T-spawn. Not before...
Battle of the Orcs on Banana here now.
Yeah.
Who's going to get the better peak coming out of this situation? Flashbang looks like it's being lined up by Dynamo as Pete's jumping on the logs, jumps a little bit too early.
You look
Nobody
at that position
dies.
from Spark, and that position is perfect for him right there. He's got the angle exactly right. He's able to flick up. He's not able to connect with Pete, but the will is there. And Sparks is in position again just to take down Obi. Dynamo will actually retort, and he'll get the refrag on to Sparks. The site hasn't been cleared effectively, and Shams is there to get Dynamo. Pete with a huge kill on Eggman. He whack him up and take down Live Shams. And B-side is Esports Wales for now, at least anyway, but the push is coming, and Bobby will take down Pete, and it's a last man standing moment on a 1v1 for Ollie with low HP, and he just doesn't have enough there to be able to commit to it, unfortunately.
Heath made a bit of a mistake standing up on those coffins and just trying to peek towards CT. He had the AWP. He could have easily just backed off and gave Ollie a little bit more time to not get into position. He was in a nice position, but he could have gave Ollie a bit more time to just try and figure out where that second player was coming from, as at that point Ollie was on full HP. So Peath making that mistake essentially forced Ollie to try and watch two angles, whereas if Peath was still alive, the Sentic guys would have still had the two angles to worry about, and essentially that little mistake coming out from Peath cost Esports Wales that round, I feel.
It's definitely an unfortunate moment for them. You don't want to see it, but at the same time it happens. You know, players will get themselves into positions where they believe they've got a committed angle, they believe they've got a good position to work within, but you know, in that case, it didn't really work out there for Peace. But at the same time, though, money is still there for them to use, so they are going to buy themselves up a little bit. That flashbang is nice onto mid, and it does cause Sparks to not connect that initial shot. But the B hold coming in from Sentic is still strong. They got a 3-man stack on there. And actually, the A push is what's happening now, and we can see already from the map that a lot of the B holders, two in fact, from B, in the form of Live Shams and Eggman, push themselves down Banana to get themselves onto a retake from mid. Clickbait is there. Heath actually finishes Sparks off in the end and gets that AWP kill that he was dying for in the last round. But it's too slow.
Heath!
Oh, Heath! Heath just going massive on that kill there. Needs to connect this one if he's got any chance of pulling anything out of this. 4 HP. Not got enough really to kind of push that bomb from that angle, so it looks like he's going to stack himself up and perhaps push it from a different angle. If not, maybe hold an off angle onto bomb at least and try and keep that open and play for as long as he possibly can.
He does have
He
a
might actually
flashbang.
he'll be able to pick the bomb up. Oh, it's going to be
Shams is
tight
pushing
here.
it.
It's going to be super tight. That weapon
know the
drop
bomb's
could
gone.
betray. Yeah. That was very unlucky there from Pete. He had no choice but to walk. If he starts running at that point, that's it. It's game over. Do you know what I mean? The guy's going to know he's there. He's chasing him down immediately. So I completely get why he's walking so slow. But at the same time, it's just a matter of time until he goes down, I'm afraid. With such low HP like that, at least.
Amazing work for him to even get the 3 kills in the first place. The first pick onto Sparks in the pit position was lovely, and then the second onto the low HP player in library, and then the third just no scope out of nowhere.
That second, that third pick was just, it was naughty. Let's be honest. I mean, like, you know, I love to use that word when things go wild. That third kill, the no scope, was just absolute filth. Clickbait will get Obi early on. This is an eco round from Esports Wales. And again, you see the same rhetoric coming in from these eco rounds. Buy down to 2,000. Let's stay with the cash so we can work into the next round. Shams will get dropped in the end, but not before taking Ollie and Dynamo down. And Snow will actually get dropped by Eggman after getting himself 2 picks there. And Pete, unfortunately, is just playing around with that deagle a little bit, and Bobby will punish him for it. But that is a quick equal round for Esports Wales on a bit of a downward cycle at the moment. They do need to pick up a couple of rounds here. They need this one most definitely. They cannot afford to lose this round, especially this late in the second half for Sentic leading by so much. the economy just won't be there for them in the next round if they don't win this one.
Yeah, it seems as though Esports Wales have lost their momentum once again, and this is exactly what happened in their first game on this map last week. Admittedly, it was the CT side they lost their momentum on, but it seems when they switch their sides, it seems as if something changes, and it just makes it so much harder for the Esports Wales team to actually capitalise on everything that they have in front of them.
Definitely, and you know, again, there are good things to take away from this, and there are bad things to take from this. You know, the second half momentum seems to be what's lacking. In the sense of, I say second half momentum in this game is kind of hard to tell because the first half was so electric with rounds going left, right, and centre, and Esports Wales coming back with what 4 or 5 rounds on the bounce in the first part of the second half. But there still seems to be a little bit more room for improvement on that second half gameplay. The bomb is making its way towards a site. That cross angle being covered by a smoke grenade at the moment. And we do have Bobby who is standing by ready to receive the attacking players as to start to push forward. That smoke grenade will give our T side enough of an angle to be able to push themselves round onto a short. Clickbait is there. You have a molly in hand, but him for trying to drop that. Eggman picking up Dynamo actually as he's trying to rotate himself from CT. The bomb will go down and it's 2v3. Eggman looking potentially to get himself as quick as he possibly can at mid. Not before Live Shams makes a fatal error of trying to push that site solo against 3 potential players. And you can see it now from minimap. Eggman wants none of that. I'm backing off. I'm going to save this AK. And that's a good round from Esports Wales.
Yeah, they turned up the pace a little bit there. They faked a little bit towards B. Dynamo was lurking there, playing a little bit of a fake, just making noise, and essentially Snow and Obi made some great entries to actually give them the control of the A bomb site. And Sentic now might be a little bit worried because their money situation isn't what it used to be. There's a good bit of money on Bobby. He might be able to buy up and up for Sparks if he wants to. But Eggman can drop.
We'll probably see that. Yeah, I was going to say, well, I think I would have hoped we'd have seen the all get dropped, but it looks as though Bobby's bought a FAMAS and is trading around FAMAS and AK at the moment in CT Spawn. I think both of them don't want to be trying to be too polite to each other.
Yeah. No, you have it. No, you have it.
Yeah, I'm giving it to you, so you have it. But yeah, again, we see, well, what started as a 3-man stack from the CTs onto B site, but now will actually end up being a 2-man stack on B site with a 3 on A. Bomb still at T-spawn for Esports Wales, so they can go back and receive the bomb. And we do see Pete actually doing that now. The worrying things from this Esports Wales side of things is that mid is clear for them right now. We can see, you know, from the mini map at least anyway, that Obi's just kind of hovering himself around there, getting ready to hit rotating players. Dynamo has now pushed himself up in position with the rest of our attackers coming up onto Banana, but we still have an anchor man out there in the distance, and he's going to be able to call the ball when that rotation kind of starts to play into it. That being Ollie, of course, who's in CT. CT apps. He's done a little bit of movement with
Dynamo
himself. Dynamo. Ooh. Dynamo. Okay.
Caught out with the Molotov in his hand. Sparks managing to get the kill, but the Molotov taking him down as Ollie is now holding the rotation from mid. He knows there's a player in the form of Clickbait somewhere near him, as he did have a slight encounter with him, taking him down to 20 HP. But another solid round coming out from Esports Wales. I don't think Eggman was expecting the push underneath him from Dynamo to take the Ribbons position, as Dynamo actually manages to catch him out. I was about to say before all of that kicked off that boost could come in crucial for Sentic, but Dynamo had the read on it. Again, another match going to the wire. Sorry, go ahead.
And Ollie... I was going to say Ollie's about to die in about 2 years. He decided right at the very last second. Okay, so I'm just going to sit down here. Big Paul is coming in. I believe that's going to be coming in from Sentic right now. Maybe taking a couple of seconds to figure out what's going on. Restack players, put themselves in different positions. But the economy, you're right in saying it, It's not there. I mean, they can buy down to 2,000. They can afford to lose this round, but what they can't afford to do is to buy up enough to get themselves in a bit of worry for the next round after.
Yeah, this is...
I can't call this right now, if I'm honest with you.
No, it's very tight. It's looking positive for Esports Wales, seeing as they have just had 2 rounds back to back. But everything about CSGO is just... you can't call it. It's ridiculously unpredictable. But let's see what we have going into round 28 of this match. Very close once again between these teams, and these are the games that I love to see. I love the nail biters. As Esports Wales are just they're taking their time currently. And again,
Ollie's just absolute filth there. So I caught it from my angle at least. I appreciate me not be on stream, but he's pushed that same bridge angle that he punished clickbait in for literally 4 or 5 rounds on the bounce, and he's just wiped out 3 guys or 2 guys, sorry, immediately. And again, I said it, caught it right at the very beginning. Sentic could look to let this one go, and they could look to have that eco round, make sure that clickbait's in a safe position where you can keep that farm ass in play for the next round after. And it's happened. I mean, they're going to give them the site, they're going to let them crack on and do what they need to do. It's going to go 14-14. And they can't afford to let it get to 15-14. That neither side can, basically. They genuinely can't. There's a fair bit of cash in play for the T side.
yeah,
In the form of Ollie. Peter's got a bit of cash as well now, and we're going to see that jump up in a few seconds anyway once the bomb detonates. But it also does mean that Sentic have got a fair bit of cash spread amongst themselves as well. They can afford more or less a full buy head armor M4s. It'd be interesting to see if they kind of go with it on this one. But 14-14 into round 14. It's a bit weird to say that, if I'm honest, but yeah.
Yeah, it's very close, this match, and I'm absolutely loving it so far, and I'm sure that everybody that is viewing it on Twitch is as well. As we see Esports Wales going for their typical split, as we see Ollie once again just watching the window of that cross, not being able to pick anyone up this time, as it looks like the players of Sentic on the CT side have opted for the boost above quad this time. So they have adjusted, and let's see whether it will actually play off for them, as the E side are setting up for a banana push by the looks of it. As this is going to be a nice, interesting angle, and the flashbang plays off perfectly for Shams and Bobby. But can Dynamo do anything to help his team out, as they have got a player very close to them? They're going to line up. No. Dynamo going down to Shams, but Obi managing to...
now. It's 3v2, 2v3.
Stop counting.
I'm going to stop counting. There needs to be a second here where Esports will sit back and go, right, we need to figure this out.
Heath got away very lucky. That's the bomb as well, spotted.
Yep, that is bomb spotted, but also Pete can hear that damage he's using the... So he knows that 2 is clear originally because there was no Molotov being dealt, but then he can hear that damage coming in, so he's like, right, okay, we know there's at least 1 there. How many are on A? Have we even tested A yet to see what's here? A site has got a holder that's very close, and Sparks will damage will be enough to take him down after Eggman is damaged, and Clickbait will also pick up Pete there before the bomb can be planted. Money to spare for Esports Wales. This is a must-win round.
This is very, very tense right now, going into the last round of this game. Potentially going to overtime if Esports Wales do manage to take it. If not, very, very toughly fought win for Sentic, and they have done everything they can to fight off this Esports Wales side. And currently it's working. Some nice early nade damage coming out onto Bobby on the mid position. No, on Banana that was actually. As Esports Wales go for a quick A push now.
Sparks needs to be cleared, and he isn't, and he'll get Dynamo and Ollie first before getting dropped by Obi. Obi will get picked up by Clickbait, and it's game over.
Just
Clickbait
like that.
Just wiping out everything that's in front of him there. It's a very hard-fought victory from very unfortunate loss there for Esports Wales. Very, very unfortunate indeed. Takeaways from tonight, though. I mean, Jake, what are your thoughts?
Well, obviously, Esports Wales seems to have improved a lot again. it's just that, again, the momentum is struggling to carry over from the first half into the second. They seem to slow down. I don't know what it is at half time that's being said, or maybe it's just the the time that they have there. Maybe they're a team that likes to keep going. They don't like to stop. They don't like to play slowly. But it was very, very hard fought from both teams coming out there, and Sentic just in the end had the advantage overall. Esports Wales not being able to capitalise on some of the advantages they played. Maybe that last round was a bit too rushed, and it just in the end all came falling down. But that's a good match either way. What are your final thoughts on it, Mr. Steve?
Well, congratulations and commiserations on both sides for me. You're looking at it from the perspective of seeing what these guys can kind of put out. You can tell why that last game that Senate played went to a draw, went over to OT. Sorry, the way that they push in those later rounds, they know what they're doing. They're a very good side to play against, and you can see straight away from tonight's game after watching Sunday night and through into tonight that those replays are being watched by Esports Wales. They've sat down, they've worked out their tactics. They're like, right, we're playing this map. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do this. We need to be able to recover ourselves as best we possibly can when we're on a downward slope. And it's good to see that momentum kind of coming back into the team. Sentic, congratulations on winning for them, obviously, and look forward to seeing more from them in the future. But a bit of a tough one, really, for Esports Wales, going into 0 wins, 3.
Yes.
But it'll come at some point, trust me. I mean, you know as much as I know, player, and I think everyone played, thousands and thousands of games most likely, but also played here and there, maybe into it. You are, you're going to have losses like that where you go back-to-back losses on 3 rounds. You're also going to have back-to-back wins on 3 rounds. It's just the luck of the draw. But the good thing is to see the positivity coming into the background with the players and seeing what they can potentially push out into the next couple of games.
Yeah, overall, the games that we've watched, it's not been negative from Esports Wales. It's been very positive. We've seen very close games, very closely fought rounds. So I can only imagine the only way that Esports Wales can go now is up, and I'm very excited to see where this team goes.
Definitely, and I completely agree with you. There's positives and there's negatives to take from everything, but what we've seen in the last 2 games has just been positive after positive, in the sense of they're learning from what their mistakes are and they're making those mistakes disappear. Yes, there are new mistakes that are coming out, but at the same time, the same mistakes aren't happening time after time. We look at the last match, not this match, the one before, Peath was just on fire for the second half, just banging rounds out left, right, and centre, dropping plays left, right, and centre. Did much the same in this one, but he made those little errors of judgment, popping himself a little bit too quickly. Coughing, for example, being a perfect example, in fact, to bring up. That now won't happen again, because he'll be like, right, I did this last time. I can't really let it happen again. I need to be able to progress myself as a player. Let's not hit that. Let's not do that. Let's do this instead. Oh, okay, we planted bomb on site. I'm in a bit of a bad position to really be holding bomb, but the only way that I can kind of work myself into a better position is by maybe going this direction rather than this direction. And you'll see that happening with players left, right, and center as they kind of progress as players in the open. But yeah, I'm really interested to see what the next match is going to be like. I don't think I'm here myself to watch it, but I say watch it, cast it even, but I will be watching it in the background at least anyway.
Well, it'll be sad to not have you here, and it'll be a hell of a lot harder trying to do everything myself. I do really appreciate all the work you do. It makes it so much easier. But yeah, I think that's basically everything from myself, and I'd imagine... Oh, I've lost Steve. Oh, hello?
Yeah, when you click the wrong button. Yeah.
And that's basically everything from myself, and I think that's everything from you, Steve.
Yeah, indeed. I'm an old man, so forgive me for dropping out a call very quickly there. This newfangled technology stuff isn't for me.
Yeah, either way, that's everything. I do have one last announcement that I need to make. Only one person currently knows this, and it's a decision that's taken me a couple of days to think over, but I'm sure Slayer John will be very happy to hear this, but I am returning to Esports Wales to take up my old position as the streaming manager. the way that things have been going from what I've seen, it's a hell of a lot more positive than when I left. So I'm extremely ecstatic to be jumping back into that role, to be working under Boone, and absolutely pushing this organisation to see it be the best that it can become. So, yeah, that's it from us. That's it from us. It's been a very great game. I feel very happy to actually be here once again, and I'm sure you do, Steve. I very much look forward to working with you in sometime again in the future.
Most definitely. I'll be sticking around. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, definitely.
And John said shout out for your channel, so I might as well get the plug out there. Why not? You can catch me on my own channel. I do stream a variety of different games at the moment. I'm playing through single player games. You can also keep up to date with me on Twitter at ReaperSteve1, as you can see in the name. And I think Jakey Boy has got his on there as well. Yep. Yeah, he does indeed. Jakey Boy Pro on Twitter for him also. But yeah, I'll definitely be working with yourself once again in the future. I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yep, so if you do enjoy anything esports, make sure you do drop us a follow. If you are so inclined, make sure you do drop us a subscription. Any proceeds that we do gain from the subscription go back into the organization into improving everything that we do. So that is it from us once again. I'm sure we'll be returning, I think it's Monday evening or Sunday evening. I think it's Sunday evening, and then another one Monday evening. So I shall be returning then. Hopefully Steve may be able to join me for at least one of them. We'll organise that in the future.
I'll be here for Sunday.
Okay, that's perfect then.
I will let people know.
Yeah, exactly. That's fine. So thank you very much, everyone, once again. You can say your goodbye, Steve, and then I'll close it all off.
Peace out. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to follow the channel. Don't forget to follow both of us, and keep up to date with esports in Wales through these guys. They have a fantastic Discord. I'm not staff. I'm not affiliated in any way with Esports Wales, but I would highly, highly recommend it if you're a Welsh person, or even not a Welsh person and you're interested in how esports evolves in the UK. I would definitely recommend you get involved in the Discord.
Yeah, that's it from us. So once again, from me, from everybody at Esports Wales, and from Reaper Steve, good evening and good night.